Right. What we're going to do today is to discuss OET writing. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, um, you know that OET writing is a letter. Okay.
Yeah.
And basically, you have 5 minutes to read only the task, and you have 40 minutes to write.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the first 5 minutes, you're not allowed to write anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I want to change this 5 minutes to read to and 5 minutes to read and mark the essential information and organize.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes to write and 5 minutes to proofread. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, that is what we should be doing for better result. Okay. Now we also have um, we have some considerations here. One of them is, I mean, the practicalities. Um, the letters are usually referral letters, so that is the most common type. Okay.
Yeah.
But sometimes we have discharge letters.
Yeah.
Sometimes we might have transfer letters. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so in order to score high in a test, what should we do?
Yeah.
Could you tell me?
I think that to refer to which kind of speciality or refer to which community and choose the best information related to this speciality or maybe community.
Okay. So this is about OET. Now, if I ask you about any test, for example, suppose you want to do um, a PLAB exam, what do you do?
Uh, Study hard, concentration.
What do you study?
Is the right material, and is a question, is a big question for me about this test, especially.
What is the right material?
I think that the formal material, because the other editor, the other writer maybe provided non-formal questionnaire or etc., and is very different with the formal test or formal kinds of questions. And it is important because it maybe lead us to the wrong way.
Okay. So how do we find out what is the what is an appropriate or formal? I mean, except for formal, let's say, how would you know that what you need to read and what you need to cover?
Especially about only about the OET exam.
In any exam.
Any exams? I think that maybe the formal website of this any kinds of exam refer you to very regular and formal references.
Okay. Okay. Right. So first of all, we need to know what skills are tested. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes, exactly.
So that's the first thing we do. We need to find out what skills are tested. And then after that, what do we need to improve those skills?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So, uh, what do you think? What skills are tested in OET?
For skills, writing, reading, listening, and speaking.
Okay, writing, reading, listening, and speaking. Okay.
Yes.
So, and how do we improve those? Is what we're going to do. Okay.
Uh,
Now, I'm going to ask you, uh, what skills in writing are tested? Because writing is a very general world.
yes.
So what is tested in writing?
I think that is based on the OET center is divided in 5 or 6 groups, and scoring at this and need to overcome on this category. And honestly, I don't know about more
Okay.
criteria.
Okay. Oh, criteria. What criteria?
I think that is about grammar, coherence, cohesion, or maybe choose the appropriate information, and I don't know more.
Okay. So, what are the marking criteria? That is our question, yes?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
okay. So we need to know for any test, okay? It's not only for OET. For OET, for PLAB, for IELTS, for any test, what we need to know is what skills are tested.
Yeah.
And how do we know that? Because we need to know, and so how do we know that? With checking the marking criteria. We need to find out how we are marked, okay?
Yeah.
So how do we know that?
I think that is better to know more about the formal marking criteria the OET Center announced to us.
Good. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Fortunately, I have the slides here. And so uh, we have some new criteria, which is the updated criteria.
Yeah.
And this is new since August 2019. So it's not long ago. It's really just around 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the previous criteria was this. So, and it was overall task fulfillment, appropriateness of language, comprehension of stimulus, linguistic features, presentation features. And this was long gone. Then the updated criteria is this: purpose, content, conciseness and clarity, genre and style, organization and layout, and language. Okay?
Yeah.
And you see it has changed so much.
Really.
Okay. So let me tell you something. There are a lot of sample letters around which are all based on the previous criteria. Okay?
Yes.
So if you write based on the same pattern or based on the same criteria, you don't get enough marks because the criteria has changed. Okay?
Yes.
So um, the conclusion is that we do not use the existing sample letters, which are, I don't know, there's a 400-page E2 language or on any other references. So basically, we do not use them. Right. Uh, so we don't have anything to do with the previous criteria anymore. What we deal with is the new criteria. Okay.
Yes.
And what I would like you to do is to make sure you know these by heart. Okay. I mean, later on, we need to check each of these and make sure, uh, put a check mark here and say, okay, you've done this, you've done that, you've done that. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, the first one, which is purpose, has 3 marks. Okay. It's 0, 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 possibilities. Okay.
Yes.
And the rest have 7 marks. So there are 8 possibilities from 0 to 7 for each of these.
Yeah.
When you're scored based on these, okay? They look at the content, they say, okay, all the content is here, that's fine, 7, okay?
Yeah.
They look at the purpose, they say the purpose is okay, 3. So then they add up all of them and then they convert it to 500. Right. So this is some comparison between the new and the previous. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, okay, we start from the purpose. So basically, why are we doing this? Why are we looking at the marking criteria?
I think that is better to know that why what we write and for what we focus on information or etc. to get great high grade score.
Yes. What do we need to improve those skills? Okay. So
Yeah.
that's what we want to find out. We want to find out how we can get a better mark. Okay. So we need to write a good purpose. Okay. And these are the uh, this is the description of a good purpose. Let's see. So, does the letter give a quick and precise sense of what is being asked of the reader? Um, so, look at that. Quick and precise. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we don't want something which is not quick. We don't want something which is not precise. Purpose for writing needs to be introduced early in the document. Okay. Early.
Yeah.
Expanded on later. Expanded later. Immediately identifiable. Immediately identifiable. Example. I'm writing to refer patient X, who is now being discharged from hospital into your care. Okay.
Yeah.
So, um, and then specific instructions on continuing care should be listed later in the letter. So later you actually explain more about the discharge and what needs to be done in discharge. But here it is quick and precise. Very quickly, I'm referring this patient who is being discharged. Okay. So, mm,
Sorry, it's not important to say that the which date he or she discharged. For example, not being discharged today.
something which is obvious, we don't need to say.
Yes.
Okay. Any problem here?
No, no, thank you.
Okay. So the first criterion here is purpose. And it needs to be said early in the document, and it needs to be early in the document. What was the other?
Expand. Early and precise.
Quick and precise.
Yeah.
So, what else?
Introduced early,
Okay,
expand on later,
okay.
and immediate.
Expanded on later. Okay. So, any problem here?
It's immediately identifiable. It's don't make sense for me. What's the meaning?
Uh, Immediately identifiable. It means you can identify that um, the first thing you look at the letter. Immediately you can you know this is the purpose.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
Right. Let's go to the next part.
Yeah.
Does the letter? This is content.
Yes.
The content is: does the letter have the necessary information, and is it expressed accurately? So basically, it says all key information is included. All key information is accurately represented. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have two questions.
Yes.
Uh, Key information. So that is, we are going to number 2 now, which is content. So basically, necessary. Oh, key information included. So the key information is included, and the key information is accurately represented. Key information accurately represented. Okay.
Yes.
So, uh, what is the key information?
Uh, I think that anything is related to the this diagnosis or the main chief complaint of the patients.
Okay. Um, I look at here. Audience awareness is important. What does that mean?
Uh, I think that the audience need to know what we did and what we expected from him or her.
Who needs to be aware of the audience?
Uh, Sorry, I don't know.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, this is telling us what a candidate needs to do. Okay,
yeah,
the candidate needs to include the key information. The candidate needs to represent all key information accurately. The candidate needs to have audience awareness. So you need to know about the audience.
yeah,
And why is it important? It explains. It says because key information will vary in different tests.
yeah,
Okay, I'll give you an example. Um, you have a task, which is to write a letter to a nurse.
yeah,
And with the same case note, they say also refer this patient to a physiotherapist.
yeah.
Do you think the letters would be the same? Can you send the same letter to
No,
both?
no, no, didn't work for the same because the information for each of them is different.
Good. The information is different, the purpose is different, everything is different, okay?
Really.
Let's see. Audience awareness. It means we should know who we are writing to, okay? And that is important because key information is different. We need to answer this question. Basically, what does the reader need to know to provide continued care for this case? So the reader can change.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what the reader need to know to provide continued care for this case. Okay. Uh, so basically, because the reader changes, the information changes. All right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So now we know what is key information.
Um,
The information that the reader needs to know to provide continued care for this case.
yes. Yes.
Okay. So when we choose the content, basically when you go through a case note, you need to decide what is key information. Now I tell you something. Um, I usually, this is something I thought would help. Basically, I say we have essential information, which is the key information. We have some good to know
Yeah.
information, and we have some unnecessary information.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. So um, basically, the key information is these two: good to know and essential. These are the key information. The rest is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. So do we have any problem with content?
No.
No.
No. Thank you.
So the next is conciseness and clarity. That is the um, let's see what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, Conciseness and clarity. Okay. Right. Does the letter omit irrelevant information and summarize the relevant information efficiently and effectively? Okay. So it's got two parts. Omit irrelevant information means to omit this. Omit irrelevant information. And summarize the relevant information efficiently and effectively. Summarize the relevant information uh, efficiently and effectively. So what does that? What is the difference between efficiently and effectively?
Wow. I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know, honestly.
Okay, efficiently means comes with efficiency. It means uh, with mm, giving the best amount of information with the lowest number of words.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, efficiency means doing the best with losing uh, the least. Lost like cost effectiveness. Okay,
Yeah.
that is efficiency. So, for example, we say energy efficiency. We need to know how much energy we lose. We don't want to lose anything.
Yeah.
Now, effectively means what you do is effective. It's making an effect, basically. It is what the purpose is. It is doing the job properly. Okay.
Yeah.
So with efficiency, we talk about a better result. With effectively, we look at the better effect.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So when we summarize the relevant information, it needs to be in the least number of words possible, and it needs to be uh, in the best way expressing what we want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the negative marks. If there is unnecessary information, now if you have unnecessary information, you will lose marks anyway. But you will lose marks if it is very distracting. It means that your key information is lost,
Yeah.
or the clarity is impacted. Okay?
Yeah.
So the question is, how well is the information summarized and how clearly it is? Basically, efficiently, how well, effectively, how clearly.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So if irrelevant information included, how distracting is it? Uh, okay. So basically, we need a clear purpose early in the document. We need to find what the relevant content is for that appropriate audience that we are sending the letter. We need to omit the unnecessary information, and then concise means very small and uh, but effective, okay, but efficient. So how well have we summarized? So we need to summarize, okay?
Yeah.
Good. Any problem here?
No, no, thank you so much.
Good.